Hi guys, how you doing? Typography. I wanted to do this little quick video because last week I did this midweek check-in. So I want to do the same thing for week two. This kind of like things to think about going through into the weekend, so to speak. And really, I'm basing this on our discussion, the anatomy of type. And there's some things I want you guys to think about. Those of you who did great on it, that's awesome. But still think about this. And those of you who directly had some comments in reference to ways to improve your submissions, this is another great way. I want you guys to think about these, okay? So here's what I'm looking at. A couple of things came up in our discussion in anatomy of type, and I think it's important to share these. So the first thing is citations. And a lot of you are not appropriately citing your sources, and that's not good. It's really, really not good. It's almost alarming. So I'm pretty serious about it. I don't know if your the other professors you have are as serious about it, but I am, and I think it's really, really important. So I want to show you something real quick. I make it so easy for you guys. Here we are in our announcements, and I just want to go down here to blah, 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 blah. Oh, here we are. It was in the first week announcements, and it's right here. It says writing support, please review. And right here, I think this one right here, it says citation management tools. And if we open that guy up, you can jump in here, and you see it jumps right over here to reference works here, citation management tools, right here from Shapiro Library. So, you know, you're guaranteed that it's an amazing source, right? But the beautiful thing is right here is your APA styling. So there you click that, and here you are. Here's your APA style guide. And how do I cite sources? How do I cite images? How do I cite a website? I mean, all in text, all sorts of stuff. How do I cite a YouTube video? Really important stuff here. Okay, so again, I want to show you where that is located one more time. Okay, it's right in your announcements here, and it's right before the Welcome to Week 1 announcement, and it's called this writing support, and it's citation management tools. And if you open that guy up, you just jump right over there to APA style, and there you have it. Okay, so please, no more incorrectly formatted APA citations. I'll be checking for that, and I think it's fair to say that, you know, you'll probably be seeing some deductions if you fail to cite appropriately. Okay, nothing major, but you know, enough that it's going to make you think about it. Reference to other people's work, not other people's work, but to other work in general. So this came up in the discussion board, and I thought this was very interesting, and I want you guys to think about this. Okay, so you know, there's a few times a couple of students came up and they said, okay, so I have this subject that I have chosen, and I wanted to make sure that I was doing my research, which is great. Everything is great. So I researched what other designers, I researched some album covers or some magazine covers or some other design depicting this particular subject. And so I based my decisions on that. Okay, and I saw that happen 3 separate times in our discussion board. And I want you to think about this. And those of you who didn't, just think about this for the future. But you don't want to do that. I am interested in you guys and what your perception is, what your imagination thinks of when you think of your subject, okay? I'm not interested in let's say, I'm going to think of a subject right now. Okay, so let's say, I'm just going to say Mike Tyson, okay? So Mike Tyson is my subject, and I want to make sure I do my research. So I go out there and I find 4 or 5 different articles about Mike Tyson. And I see that each one of those articles has used a Egyptian serif typeface for block serif for the headline. Okay, so I'm going to start my research with block serif. Okay, that part I think is a mistake. And the reason being is because I'm interested in you as a designer sitting down, closing your eyes and saying, Mike Tyson, what do I see? How do I see this? And how can I depict what I'm seeing in using typography? As opposed to saying, okay, I'm going to look at another designer, see what they're depicting, and I'm going to use that style. Okay, so I hope you understand, if you got those comments, I hope you understand the origin and the reasoning behind those comments. And if you didn't get those comments, food for thought. I hope that that is something that makes sense to you in the future. The last thing I want to talk about is descriptions. You have always, when you present your work, guys, assume that the person looking at the work has never seen it before, including me. So don't, like, if you have something that is a continuation of last week's work, don't just like start in like we know exactly what you're talking about from last week. Always set it up with a good presentation, okay? And as far as the discussion anatomy of type goes, I think a lot of students fell short in describing the reasons why their chosen type is a good personification of their subject, giving detailed reason why, and possibly even backing it up with research. At the very least, saying, okay, I chose this typeface because it represents my subject in these ways, blah, 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 okay? And so that's what I got for you. If you have any questions, you know I keep shop all weekend, so out here. So if you guys need me, please don't hesitate to contact me over the weekend. Email, I'll see it. Phone call, I'll get it. Okay? Thanks, guys.